So in today's video, I'm going to revisit photo V carving. I'm going to take a single photo and I'm going to upload it to Vectric, and I'm going to dive into the two types of toolpaths that are available in Vectric, Raster and Hatch. And I've never used Hatch before, but someone commented a few weeks ago on one of my older videos that they use it and that they thought that it produces better results. So that's what we're going to look into today. I'm going to, as I said, upload a single photo, going to use the same settings for each, for Raster and Hatch. We'll run it on the machine and then compare the results to see which one produces better detail, and if we can get rid of those diagonal lines that we see when we're using Raster. All right, so without any further ado, let's jump into Vectric and get started. So this is a photo that I'm working on for a friend of mine whose dog recently passed away, and I thought it'd be a great time to, explore getting a little bit more detail, especially because, well, this dog, is very dark coat, and it can get difficult to get these areas here and some of the features in the face, especially under here where it's in the shadow. It can be a little difficult to pick up. So I've already gone ahead and I've played with some of the settings for the photo itself, and I've increased the gamma on it just to make it a little bit brighter and to try again to differentiate with this area under here, because that will be the most challenging to be able to pick up. So let's have a look at the toolpaths. And here, as you can see, I have both Raster and Hatch. And when you pull up the setting for Photo V Carve, as I'll show you here, as usual, we always have our start depth, which is 0 at the surface. I'm carving both of these at a max carving depth of 0.04, and I'm using a 60-degree V-bit. I can show you the settings for those as well. The pass depth, you just want to make sure that you set it deeper than what your max carving depth is going to be. And none of these settings, I believe, matter. I've tried to change them, and it doesn't make any difference because the program itself has its own step over rate and so on and so forth. So this doesn't really matter. Only thing that does matter, I think, is the pass depth, to make sure that you're allowing the bit to go deeper than what your max carving depth is. So I'm spinning at an 18,000 RPM, 150 inches a minute at a 70 inch per minute plunge rate. So that's those settings. And then obviously the most important for this video is you have the choice to either do Raster or Hatch. And the difference being that Raster only cuts in one direction, and I'm cutting this on a 45-degree angle, which I have found is, I guess, the least intrusive when you're seeing the lines. If you were to do them at 90 degrees or 0 degrees across, it just seems to be in the way, as I pointed out in the other videos. So this option, to do the Raster, I have it set for my line spacing. Always keep it at dense. And so let's have a quick look at how the Raster will look for this particular photo. Okay, so now it is carving it. And what I've also found is that, a lot of times the simulated toolpath, it's pretty close, but it can, give you, a false impression of how it's going to turn out. And, you can't exactly get how much detail or how much color is going to come through. This looks pretty faded, but when it's actually done on the machine, as I found out in the past, it's got a lot of detail to it. So, okay, so that is the Raster. And now let's take a look at when we do the Hatch. So it's now going to do the 45 in two different directions. So it'll go on a 45 this way and then on a 45 this way. And that will provide supposedly a more detailed carving, and also help to hide the diagonal lines a little bit by creating what in essence will look kind of like a dot matrix. That is kind of the effect that you're going to get from this. So let's take a look at it, and I'll let this one run. So that's one way, and then now it runs the other way. And you can see how much darker in the rendering alone it gets, And this is where I would have stopped in the past, and I didn't use Hatch, was because I was afraid that it would produce too many lines and produce a really dark image, and that you wouldn't be able to differentiate, in areas like here under the dog's collar. You wouldn't be able to pick up stuff for darker images such as this. So again, in the past, this is where I would have stopped and said, you know what, the Hatch is not going to work. And so this time around, though, I've decided to, explore a little bit and actually do it on the machine and, see exactly how, how it works. And so I also just want to point out, I've kept the settings absolutely the same for both of them. My max carving depth is 0.04. Same settings for the 60-degree V-bit. Nothing has changed other than simply going from Raster to Hatch. So that's those two. And then I also just have a board surfacing toolpath. That's what this outside rectangle is for. That is just to, before I start, I make sure to surface the board so that it is absolutely perfectly flat to the machine. We're dealing in depths within thousandths of an inch here, and when you're carving it. So if your board is ever so slightly out of flat, you will not get the correct looking image. It won't carve correctly. So again, that's just what this is for. And so that's the toolpaths. Now let's take a look at the machine, and we'll quickly just see how they came out after being carved on the machine. Okay, so I've skipped ahead and I've taken the boards off the machine, and I ran the nylon brush diagonally following the grooves, and I sprayed the sealer on them as well. And then I have also sprayed flat black paint on them, and this will now dry overnight. And then I will go over them with an orbital, first with 100 grit sandpaper, and then I'll finish it off with 150 grit to expose the actual photo. And so let me show you now how that turned out. And here they are. So on the left you have the Raster, and on the right you have Hatch, and they both turned out really well. And the most noticeable difference is that, with the Hatch, you'll see that it again looks like a dot matrix, and you have minimized the diagonal lines that you get with the Raster. The color is a little bit darker on the Hatch, and it appears to give you a little more detail, whereas the Raster looks a little whiter, like a little bit, because again, you keep seeing the lines, it looks lighter. But all in all, I'm pleased with how the Hatch came out. I'm very impressed, and I do want to continue exploring with it on other photos. But certainly, you know, it's a great technique to use. And it kind of gives a different look for both of them. And I also want to point out two things. One, I did in the Toolpaths, as you saw, the exact same depth for each one. So I carved each one at 0.04. And for whatever reason, the Raster seems to cut deeper, ever so slightly deeper. You can feel like the light areas are slightly more raised than with the Hatch. And again, it could just be a subtle difference there in the program. And the second thing is that when spraying the black spray paint, you're going to want to be very careful not to have any puddles. If you get any puddles in the Hatch, they will come up kind of like what looks like a plus sign. So you definitely do not want to get any kind of overspray puddles on the Hatch. Okay, so cool little, I guess, experiment in this one. You know, we got to see how different of, you know, we can produce the image using either Hatch or Raster. And, you know, even side by side, you can see them. This is the Hatch, this is Raster. The Hatch is a little darker, and it has, I don't know if I'd call it more detail to it, but, you know, it certainly got rid of the diagonal lines, well, not 100%, but it certainly diminished them a lot. And so I'm honestly, I'm torn. I don't know which one I like better. I like, you know, this produces a unique look, and you get more of the lighter tones in it, whereas this one gives you more of a photo look rather than a carving. So honestly, I don't know. I really like them both. I think I'm going to pursue the Hatch a little more and experiment with it on other photos and see how that looks. But anyway, really cool. And great to see that you know, there are two options to use, and you know, you get great results from both of them. I'm probably leaning toward the Hatch, but you know, we'll see how that goes in the future with other carvings. Anyway, I hope you guys learned something from this one. I know I certainly did. If you did, please be sure to give me a thumbs up, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. All right, I'll see you guys on the next one.